What's up everyone, my name is Michael and welcome to Klein Concept. Let's roll the intro. Hello everybody, this is the first video on my channel. It's a little project that I wanted to give a try. It's gonna be about road bikes, so I'm kind of the person that gets very deep into hobbies that normally have to do with acquiring a bunch of gear, a bunch of tools, a bunch of toys. And most of the time I'm losing interest quite quickly. So I acquire a lot of stuff, then a month later I notice that I'm not really that interested anymore. But now there is something that stuck with me, which is road cycling, which for me became very interesting because of the kind of modular aspect to road cycling. So the tools, the gadgets, the upgrades, all of these kind of things that you can do to a bike, and the ultimate side of things actually ended up being building your own bikes. So not like manufacturing your own, but assembling them together out of different components. So this video is starting a small series of, I would say, a little upcycling project of an old frame that I found on my local kind of eBay platform. It is a Scapin Spirit R8 frame. It is a steel frame. As the name suggests, it's made out of Columbus Spirit tubing. So Spirit tubing, as far as I know, is rather light. It actually is quite light. I'm gonna weigh it. I'm gonna add the weight somewhere here in the frame. As you see, it doesn't have any paint on it anymore. I didn't really like the paint job when I got the frame or when I purchased the frame. I found a local frame painter here in Berlin, where I'm located, who was kind enough to strip the color for me. I now basically placed a couple of decals in the positions where they're supposed to be, and it's going back to the painter tonight, which is why I'm doing this video while it's slightly dark outside already. But yes, it's, I guess, gonna take a week or two now before it comes back, and the idea is to then start assembling this frame and documenting it in a little video series here. To give you a little bit of background on what's about to happen, is the idea is to paint this frame in kind of a glossy, sparkly, disco looking paint, which you might have seen on other road bikes. It was kind of popular last year. I actually have another carbon frame in my basement, which is a Chinese Yoleo R12. That one also has this kind of disco paint. I really like that a lot, which is why I decided to also give it a try on a more traditional kind of looking frame like this one. I actually also yesterday sanded off the fork of the, how is it called? The clear coat and the decals, so that the nice guy who's painting the frame doesn't have to spend hours doing this himself, because it's not the most exciting thing to do. So the idea is to basically paint both in this disco looking paint, hopefully creating a nice like unibody style kind of look and feel to it. Let's see how it's going to turn out. The idea is to assemble this bike with a second-hand Jura Ace 9000 series crankset, so the one with the silver details, which I think is going to look pretty nice on a bike that has this silvery, dark silvery looking disco paint on it. Could work nicely together, and the idea is to try to build it up as light as possible, of course within a given budget, because I don't want to spend 10 grand on this build. As a side note, I also upcycled recently another bike, a D'Accordi frame, so an old Italian frame that I also found locally here in Berlin, and it actually ended up weighing around 7 kilograms. Oh, yeah! Without pedals, so I would say rather on the light side for a steel frame. I love this frame. I mean, I prefer it over, I have two carbon frames, I have another steel frame. This one is the one for me. Maybe I also love it that much because so much time and effort went into it. It's also a custom paint job being painted by the same guy who's going to be painting this one now. I'll do another video on that. We can basically look into which components are mounted on that one, and how it's been made so light. So yes, I would say that this is it so far. It's just the start of a little series. I hope that you'll enjoy it. I hope that some of you are going to join the ride and follow the project. If you have any questions in regards to assembling bikes, or if you want to see something very particular about this build, just put it down in the comments. I'll try to reply to it, and if possible I'll try to cover it along the way of this little series. Never thought I would say this in my life, but like and subscribe. I guess it's for the algorithm, and if you just want to be part of this journey and see where things lead with this little steel road bike. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!